Started. Hey, don't hurt me. What's going on? Live and all vastness of the sense. Do I look better like that? Nah, I look like a nerd. All right. But I hate my black shirt underneath. Doesn't match. But I'm really not matching anyways. Um, welcome in, welcome in. My name's Mr. Richard. Welcome to the Rich Get Richard. And somebody asked, what would I do? What would I do with what? What would I do with my life? What would I do with some amount of money? What would I do with anything? Everything's different. So, what do I do though? I talk about money, all different levels. I do a lot with businesses. I do a lot with credit. I do a lot with funding. I do a lot about investing. I do a lot about side hustles. We do it all here. So, welcome in. I'm glad you joined. I'm glad you're here. If you have any questions, I'm gonna do. I rarely do this, so welcome. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do rapid fire questions, preguntas. Right? Every question that get asked will get devoted 1 minute of my time. Right? You rarely, if ever, get a chance to reach out and ask a multimillionaire your situation and how to get something done. So, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. If you're watching from any social media platform, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you're watching, um, click the link. Join me on YouTube because I see those questions faster and they're easier to process. But you don't have to. If you want to ask the questions where you are, that's totally fine. But if you're on TikTok, just make sure you're tapping the screen and liking and ask the questions. And I'm gonna try to get through them as fast as I can. But I like doing rapid fire questions because it strengthens my ability to come up with answers on the fly. So yeah. So I'm gonna give people the chance to come in. Hey, what's going on? I see you. I don't know how to say your name. I'm not even gonna try it, but hey there. So what's going on? If anybody wanna start off with the first question, I think someone asked, "What would I do with $10,000?" So you got multiple answers. $10,000 is not a lot of money, so you either have to go raise more money, or you can buy your first rental property with $10,000, or you can invest it in an ETF mutual fund or a compound interest account. Let that interest draw you interest, and then take a loan out against it. Someone said, "Have I heard of viscosity banking?" No. I hope it ain't like IULs or UILs or whatever that crap is. The infinite banking system, that stuff sucks. I don't know anybody. I know a lot of people who sell it or are into it. I mean, if you want to have me on your show, give me a green screen, a computer, and 30 minutes, and you'll never buy that shit again in your life. The way I teach how to get rid of infinite banking, it's almost undebatable. I can take, I would take the number one person in the world who talks about infinite banking or um, UILs or IUL systems. I would take any of them. Give me the person who created that system, and they sit me down, and they can talk for 15, 20 minutes uninterrupted, and I'm gonna just sit there, biting my tongue. And then I'm like, "You finished? Are you done? Cool. I got you." That shit sucks. Here we go. Somebody actually was debating me on, I need to upload the video. This was like 3 days ago. And they debated me for like 15, 20 minutes. And I said, "You done?" And I debunked the whole fucking system. That's just horrible. Never ever, right? But I don't know anything about that other banking system, man. Maybe I'm just old fashioned, right? I like good old fashioned ETF, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, good old fashioned real estate where people have to live, and good old fashioned businesses that service a need. Call me simple, call it simplistic in nature. It's about as simple as it gets. But No, if you want to chime in and tell me about it, and I'm also an advocate of learning, I'll also go look it up too. Excuse me. All right. If you had good credit, say, good credit is subjective, but we'll say over 700. What's a good business credit card would you apply for? So one thing that's cool about me is I own a funding company. So what I would do is I would go to my funding manager and I would say, hey, I want to go out and get as much business funding as possible, because you can do it yourself or you can have a professional do it. If you do it yourself, you might get $10,000, $5,000, $12,000 or something like that, and you don't have to pay a fee for that because you did it yourself. But now let's say you take a professional like me and my team, and we go out there and we do credit stacking or hybrid credit lending and stuff like that, and now we go out there and get you $100,000 worth of line of credit. 150,000. Hell, the most I've ever got for one person was $455,000 worth of credit. So you can do it yourself, but why reinvent the wheel? Why are you doing something that has already been proven? It's like, yo, I'm gonna go out here and build a car from scratch. Okay, you can go build a car from scratch, or you can just go pay somebody to build a car for you. I mean, but it's cheaper. Yeah, you can spend a year in your damn garage. How much cheaper is it? Once you talk about progression in your business and progression in your financial journey, sometimes you can't even put a price on it. If somebody told me, hey man, I'll give you $100,000 worth of funding, but it's going to cost me $5 grand, $6 grand, $8 grand, or whatever the hell it is, I give you $100,000, or you can go do it yourself and get $5,000, $10,000 and don't pay anything. What would you want? $100,000 with a fee or $10,000 with no fee? You know how many businesses I can buy with that $100,000? You know how many pieces of property I can buy with that? Once you start buying, let's say if you get $100,000 and then $100,000, you buy 10 houses with $10,000 down. Okay, every house is making you $500 a month in rent. 5 houses, $500 a month, 10 houses. That's $5,000 a month. You have to pay $6,000, a $5,000 fee. That's 1 month of rent. That's 1 month of rent rolls. I love this expression. Your nickel, saving a nickel is holding up you making $1. You're worried about the wrong fees, right? If I get a fee to make money, I don't care what the fee costs. You know what I mean? Say if you borrow money, and just like I was arguing with somebody in the chat one day, or the comment, it was like, you don't know what you're talking about. You should always pay attention to the interest rates. I said, man, them interest rates. Do you know what you're talking about? So I'll even break that down. Let's say there's a $200,000 house. Let's say the interest rate is 5%, meaning my mortgage is, I don't know, $1,500. Let's say it's renting out for $4,000 a month. 5% interest, $1,500 a month. It's renting for $4,000 a month. That's $2,500 profit. Take the same $200,000 house and let me put a 40% interest rate on it. 40% interest on $200,000. Let's say the payment is $3,500. But if it's renting out for $4,000, I still make $500 a month. This ain't rocket science, people. This is 7th grade math. Why would I, if the interest rate is 40% or 5% or 10%, as long as the asset I'm buying makes enough money to cover the debt, I don't care what the interest is. I don't care. So, anyways, let's get started. Let's keep going. Good question so far, though, yo. Good question so far, yo. Let's get to go. All right, so let's see. Questions. I ain't getting no questions. What's the best way to buy your first rental other than 25% down? Okay, so In my mentorship, I actually brought this up. Somebody said, I want to get into real estate, but I don't have any money. I said, okay, cool. Here's 5 different ways you can do it. There's multiple ways you can do rental properties with no money down. Multiple. I mean, comically a lot. But you almost have to learn about real estate first before you learn about getting the best deals or getting owner financing. You know what I mean? Like I just gave an analogy a while back. A guy had a $10,000 Volkswagen, but let's say somebody down the street was selling the same Volkswagen, the same year, the same color, but his is worth $10,000, but someone's selling the same one, similar one for $50,000. If you think that a $50,000 Volkswagen that should be selling for $10,000 is a deal, then you need to learn how to evaluate cars better. It's the same thing with real estate. Once you understand how real estate works and know the ins and outs of houses, know the best markets, know the different strategies, know the different rent rates, know the different evaluation techniques, know how to negotiate with sellers, then you can talk about owner financing. You're trying to negotiate how to get 20-inch chrome rims and you ain't even got a car yet. You know, there's multiple ways on how to do that. Right? I'll even give you one off the top of my head. I'm feeling generous. Right? Let's just say you have a sign on the side. You put a sign out saying, looking for houses to sell. Okay? Boop. We'll buy your house, no money down. People are going to call you. And there's many techniques you can use, but I'll give you one example of a good technique. They'll say, hey, I have a house for sale. It's worth $200,000 and I owe $200,000. Okay. I'll take over your house. Why are you selling it? I'm moving out the country. I don't want to deal with it no more. You owe 200. It's worth 200. How much you need to move? I need about $2,000. Okay. You'll break even on this house. I'll make your mortgage. I'll pay your mortgage for the next 5 years, and then I'll refinance you out of it. And I'll give you $2,000 down to buy this property. Because $2,000 is the money you're going to use to move. Now, a $200,000 house at 20% down is 40 grand. You move the person out of their house for $2,000. Or what is that? 1%? I'll wait. You can put 1% down on houses, or you can put 20% down on houses. Hell, I gave you that one for free. And then let's say you sold it to someone else. Hey man, I got a house for sale. Well, how much you want for it? $200,000? Actually, $220,000. Hell, $210,000. I'll sell it to you for $210,000. Right? No credit check, no nothing. How much I got to put down? You put $10,000 down. Right? So now you recoup your $2,000. Now you up $8,000, and when they send you the monthly payment, you pay the mortgage. You up $8,000. All you doing is paying robbing Peter to pay Paul. Oh my fucking goodness. That's really smart, Mr. Richard. Now I can do that shit all day. I got 25 other techniques. I just gave you that one off the top of my head. And that's super simple. That's comically not even impressive. But that's the type of stuff you learn. And I'll break it down way more in detail than that. You find a value in some of this stuff, man, give me a like, give me a follow. Please make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. I'm on YouTube. I'm streaming live. I'm live. I got 3 people from Twitter. What's happening, Twitter? See y'all. Please make sure you follow on Twitter, man. They make me pay like $15 to stream there. So at least give me a follow, or at least like one of my comments or something, man. Twitch is always bumping. It's always like one person from Twitch. I got like one Twitch follower. I can't even log into the account, but it's always active. But like I said, I rarely do this. Normally I get a subject and I'll talk all day. But I'm answering all live questions directly. So you got a question, you rarely get a chance to ask somebody with their shit together how to do something. So I'm breaking it down. Just ask the question and we can go from there. Someone said financing. Financing for a business? Cool. Let's go with a business. Someone said, how do you buy a absentee business? Okay, cool. You need a few things, right? You need one of three things. You need a good credit score, you need the down payment, and you need experience in that business. So if you don't have the down payment, you can go raise capital from private money lenders, or you can go raise the money from the bank, or you go raise money from friends and family, or you can raise money from um, other different sources. You can do partnerships, and you can do or syndication, business acquisition deals. Which, if you want to learn that, we can get to that. Then you got to have good credit, which good credit is good credit. You can even put the business in someone else's name if they have good credit. So you really don't even need the credit. You just got to put the deal together. And then you got to have experience owning that type of business, which you can hire the manager as a consultant for the business, which give you the experience. 1, 2, 3, right? That's how you buy a business. And then you have to know if it's absentee. You got to know ins and outs about money management, payroll, and stuff like that. But a lot of that stuff is teachable. A lot of that stuff is teachable. Someone said they has a 770 credit score with $40,000 down. That's right on my alley, sir. You can have a business in the next 3 months if you wanted to. So, you interested? Click the link in the bio. Join the free class. It's coming up here soon, and we can go from there. But thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for engaging. So a sub rent the house, essentially. A sub? You talking about like a sub 2 deal? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're talking about a sub 2. That's if you wanted to do a no down payment. But like I said, I like real estate is my bread and butter. I'm great at business acquisitions, but I got started with nothing buying real estate, buying the hood houses, buying the crackhead houses, um, fire damage, repos, tax liens, tax deeds, lease options, sub 2, wholesale, bird dog. I mean, there's countless ways to buy money in real estate, buy houses in real estate. And you'll be surprised once you kind of get good at buying real estate, you'll almost get to the point where you're not even putting no money down. And people will find you to give you their deals. They're like, yo, I heard you buy the houses. Yep. What you got for me? And you can go from there. Someone said I need my credit fixed. All right, I got you. That's why we're here. So I have a credit repair business, and what we do is we'll focus on removing all the negative stuff on your account. So late payments, charge off, repossessions, judgments, bankruptcies, freaking baby mama payments. So we knock out all those stuff right there. And then what I'll do is I'll help you I'll teach you how to apply for certain lines of credit or credit cards that don't pull hard inquiries. And that don't pull hard inquiries that report to your credit every month and boost your credit score. And then we try to help you get a stronger credit profile, because credit profile and your credit score is like two different things. It's almost like, trying to think, it's like your eyeballs and your brain, I guess, right? Your eyeballs look, you see with your eyeballs, but your brain process the information. You can't have no eyeballs and then try to process information with your eyes. If you don't have a brain, I don't care how strong your eyesight is, it's not going to do anything, right? So you need credit profile and you need your credit score, which is, they work together, right? A lot of people think that, I've seen people with strong credit profiles with weak credit scores. Now people have seen people with strong credit scores with a weak credit profile. So I think you need a combination of both. Well, actually, you do need a combination of both. I'll meet people who think their credit is good, but their credit is weak. They have a weak credit profile. They'll have like one credit card and it's like a gas card for like $100, but their credit score is 750. And they're like, yo, my credit's 750. What can we do? I was like, yo, your credit is weak. It has a high score, but it's weak as hell. And I've met people with $100,000 worth of personal credit cards and they have a 650, which if they start paying down their credit card debt, that should be damn near 845 or something like that. So there's a lot of times that people just don't know how that credit process works. So that's some of the things that you should learn, or that's some of the things that I teach you. But if you're interested in credit repair, like I said, click the link in the bio, join the free class, and if you want your credit repair, and it's automated too, which was kind of crazy because an individual actually earlier messaged me and said, "Yo, I sent you all my stuff to do my credit. What's next?" I said, "What do you mean, what's next? Like, you're done. Like, I do the rest." And he was like, what does that mean? Like, I don't have to send off letters. I don't have to fill nothing out. I don't have to give you my. I said, no. This is automated credit repair. You don't do shit. It's you give me your information, you pay, and you sit down and relax and don't do nothing dumb for the next 6 months. And as long as you don't do that, we're good. But a lot of times, some people have hiccups. Sometimes people have slip ups. I had one guy that did a credit consolidation, but the last month of the consolidation, he didn't pay like 3 creditors, and that was 3 late payments on his stuff. We knocked out 15 late payments, but then he got 3 more late payments right as soon as the month was over, and I was just like, come on, dog, you're killing me. So stuff like that happens, but it is what it is. You really can't be mad at the system. It just you just take the good with the bad. Now my objective is to get that crap off his credit now. So that's why we learn. That's why we talk about that type of stuff. But yes, like I said, welcome in everybody. Thank you for coming in. Tap the screen. If you're on TikTok, tap the screen and tap the screen and give me some likes. If you're following from YouTube, if you want to sub, you can. It's Twitter in the house. Damn, there's a lot of people on Twitter. Click. Make sure you're following at least. Instagram is bumping like always. And we got some people on Twitch too. Somebody said, am I from Texas? I want to ask y'all a question. I try to mask my, thank you for the gifts, whoever too. I try to mask and I comically work on really hard on trying to mask where I'm from. Right? If you had to guess based on the accent or the way I enunciate or sound out words, if you can just kind of guess where you think I'm from. A lot of people kind of won't guess. Somebody said Texas. Someone said Florida. No, not where I live. I'm talking like where I was born. There we go. If you let's play a little quick game, just to get some people comment and see where y'all think. Tallahassee. Damn, I sound like a Tallahassean. Someone said, what's my thoughts on politicians? You know how many times I got asked that question and then I have to give y'all a reality check on politics? Detroit. Someone said no. Florida, Georgia. Do people from Florida have an accent? Someone said I got a question. Ask it again. The comments are going too fast. I couldn't read it. But Tallahassee, Florida, no. I grew up in Georgia, and I live in Florida now, but no. Do you fix credit if you from Texas? Yeah, I don't give a damn what state you're in. You can be from the United States in another country. I don't care. If you have 3 credit bureaus, which they're really not credit bureaus, but that's another story. Someone said I'm from Harlem. No way. Someone said am I East Coast or West Coast? Neither. Someone said Alabama knows how to party. Alabama, dog? You can't hear my vernacular? You can't hear my enunciation of words? Does this sound like Alabama education? Good night. I'm almost offended. Almost. But I don't get offended a lot, so I don't really care. Oklahoma knows how to party. I grew up in North Texas, though, when I was in the military. It ain't Texas. Y'all ain't gonna get it. Y'all ain't gonna get it. When do you stream and how often? I'm new here. Well, hey, how you doing, sir? Someone said Vancouver. You from Vancouver or am I from Vancouver? I ain't from no damn. I ain't no Canadian. But I stream a lot. Ask the individual in the comment section. I can't never read their name. You said hood and crack house, so it must be Chicago. Hell no. I'm scared of Chicago. Kansas? Nah. Typically, when people have like no accent or they give like Midwest vibes. But but make sure you follow it too, sir. I see you just joined. Appreciate you. But Kansas, no. The islands, no man. Do I sound like I'm from the islands? Do I have an accent that's really thick? Iowa? Ain't no brothers in no Iowa. Missoula? No, that's Midwest. I'm not in the Midwest. Y'all won't get it. That's good. I'm highly I'm highly pleased with my ability to speak. If you cannot guess where you think I'm from, because I actually met a guy from the same city I grew up in, and his accent was thick. It literally sounded like somebody from that area, from that region. Savannah? No, Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, I grew up in Atlanta though. I went to high school in Atlanta. I stayed there from 15 to about 24 till I went off to the military. Good guess though. Savannah, they got a lot of southern. They got southern draws though. Baltimore, that's Baltimore. No, that ain't it. I watched the YouTube live on both pages. Yeah, I can see you on both pages. I don't know how you're doing that, but it's all good. Is it echoey? But anyways, I'll go ahead and give you the answer, and then I'll just we'll move on. I was born in Louisiana, and I grew up in Tennessee. There's your answer. And then I moved to Atlanta. But I had to develop when I was in the military. They trained me Greenbow, Alabama, I Force. So when I was in the military, I had to go learn how to properly speak, which I didn't even know that was like a thing. And I get into this classroom and like you can hear all these different accents, and then like you start learning how to convey a message a little properly. And if your accent and all the mannerisms that you have will fall off once you are like formally educated on how to public speak properly. I almost recommend everybody in this community, everybody in here to either go join like a Toastmasters or go to like a public speaking class or something like that. It is the best investment in yourself that you will ever make in your life. Because when I talk to people over the phone, let's say I'm doing, I don't know, $1 million deal, or I'm buying somebody's property, or I'm trying to buy a portfolio of something. Once you are on the phone with an individual and they have no clue like who you are as a person, you start to notice that people look at you or they don't judge. You know, like if I got on the phone, how you doing, sir? My name is Mr. Richard. I'm just reaching out to see if you're interested in selling this property, and I would like to know if $30,000 cash will be suitable for this acquisition of this home. If it is, give me a call, and I would love to conduct business with you and learn everything you can about the ins and outs of this property and this deal. Let's get this deal wrapped up. They're thinking I'm some old ass snooty white dude, and they see me in real life at the closing table. It's like, I got bamboozle. You a brother. Gotcha, bitch. I took a public speaking and debate. Okay. Now, mind you, Public speaking and debate in college and high school is totally different, because I took public speaking in high school and I took public speaking and debate. No, I took debate and public speaking in high school, and I took public speaking in college. But when you go and learn from like people that only thing they do is specialize in public speaking, it's a whole different game. Like I didn't learn when I learned in college or in when I learned in college or I learned in high school, I never learned about like verbal distractors. I never learned about like run-ons. I never learned about pitch, tone, just everything. It's different. Someone said I sound like, yeah, it's about simple as it gets. But I think if you close your eyes and listen to me, I don't sound like a black dude, a middle-aged black man, right? So I guess it's kind of good. You should really start practicing proper public speaking. You'll be surprised on how good you can get. But that's a whole nother story. So let's get to the questions, preguntas. I'm not gonna stay on too much longer if we're gonna sit here and talk about nothing. But how long was I in the military? I did 21 years. U.S. Air Force. Served under multiple presidents. I met most of them too, that under my tenure. And yeah, there's some weird dudes. There's only one of them that I liked. Everybody else was a butthole. But that's a whole another story. So I'm streaming live. The objective of the day is to ask whatever questions you got for me, and I will try to answer them in like a 1-minute form. A lot of times when people ask me questions, I don't have a chance to get to them, or I'm talking about another subject. But whatever question you got, you can ask, and we'll go from there. Okay, someone said recommend a high yield savings account, and is really worth it, or should I put it up, or is it really worth it? Okay, so I don't believe in savings. Savings is like one of those weird words, right? Why are you saving anyways? Like if you have, I call it objective saving. So like if you're saving up money in a not in a savings account in your bank, saving accounts in the bank suck. They're like 0.5% interest or some crap, which don't do anything if inflation is 3 on average. So if you're putting your money into a high yield savings account, that must mean that you're going to be making 4% to 60%. If you're making 4 or 6%, you're beating inflation, but you shouldn't leave it in there long term. You should have that money in the account. Let's say if you have 5,000 while, 10,000 while, you want that money in that account for a short amount of time until you either start moving it to somewhere else or put it into something else that makes more money. If you got $10,000 and you save up $300 a month to potentially buy a house, cool. To buy a rental property, cool. To buy a business, cool. But if you're just putting it there just to make interest, don't do that. There are way better performing assets out there that do 10 times better than a high yield savings account. So high yield savings account's cool, unless for short term. Anything if it's gonna be more than like 6 months, get into something a little higher. Rate of return, ETFs, mutual funds, stocks, that type of stuff. Do 10 times better. Let's go with, what do you say is the best move for a 23-year-old with little savings? Sir, I'm gonna say this once. Compound interest fund that tracks the stock market, dollar cost average over your lifetime. Like one thing about money, one thing that can't, money is good, time is better. Okay? Let me see if I got my calculator up. I really didn't want to pull this up, but let's say this. Let's say the individual is 23 years old, and let's say he invests $200 a month, which is not a lot of money. Most people can afford $200 a month. He's starting out with zero. He's 23, and let's say he go till 63, right? And he does nothing else. He just does this. He puts $200 in the account. One, say if he get paid on the 1st or the 15th, on the first he put 100, and the second he put 100, or the 15th he put 100. That's $200, right? And say he set it and forget it. It just takes it out of his account. He don't give a shit about it. He did that until he 63 years old. And let's say he's worked on his some jobs. He probably bought a couple pieces of real estate. He bought a business here. He worked a regular job and do shit else, right? One thing about this strategy, it's a like icing on the cake strategy, or it's the default strategy. It's will happen regardless of whatever happens. A lot of people say stuff like, well, what if I die? Well, if you die, you're not going to give a fuck about no money that you have in your account. You're not going to be in heaven and be like, I had $193,000 in the account that I didn't get a chance to spend. This is fucked up. Shut your ass up. That don't even make any sense. Like, so why even talk like that? It's just a weird mentality to me. But let's say this individual from 23 to 63 set up an account, put $100 in the account on the first and $100 in the account on the 15th. That individual, if you did something that tracked the S&P 500, will have something in the range of about $1.1 million. $100. And that's not even a lot of money. $100. When you're 63 years old, you will have $100, $1.1 million. And the interest on that account will be producing somewhere in the range of $130,000 a year. So whenever you're 63 years old, oh, damn, my math off. 23. I did 53. I'm so sorry. I was like, wow, that ain't a lot of money. 23, 33, 43, 53, 63. Okay, now that's a little better. Now it's $4.1 million. $4.1 million when he's 63 years old, and you will make in interest, this is where it gets good. Just in interest, you'll be making $505,000 a year. So when this individual, Mr. I don't know how to say your name, when he or she, whoever wants to do this, don't give a damn, you can buy into this account $100 a month for the next 40 years of your life. You'll have $4 million, and you'll make $505,000 a year in interest from 63 to 93, whatever. Who gives a shit? And then you put the $4 million in a trust. You roll the trust over to your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids, right? They don't touch the trust, but they get a check for $505,000 a year every year for the rest of their lives. Now, who can't afford $200 a month? Who can afford $100 paycheck? Most people can. You just got to set it up. That's why I say time is almost more valuable than money, because you can't get your time back. You 45, 55, 65, you can't even do that strategy. You're not even in the ballpark. You got to work on some other stuff, but you still should be investing in stuff like this. You might got to invest a little more to try to catch up, but these strategies are easy to do, easily implemented. Anybody in my community, I almost make them do it. And I'll say, how much you put in this month? Oh, it's on automatic. It's $250 every month. Deal. Because that's how we do it. Someone asked about XRP. I try not to talk about crypto a lot because people on here try to like rip people off with my name saying I'm a crypto expert or some shit, which I'm never going to DM you and ask you about some damn crypto. But there's only a handful of cryptos that I do like. XRP, Ripple, kind of the same thing. Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum. And they're all long-term investments. I'm not in here trying to like, oh man, I got this one weird ass crypto. I'm trying to ride it up and sell it. I'm trying to do stop loss and shots, pools, calls, ride the tail, drive the dragon down, stop loss, short sale. Dude, fuck all that. I don't got time for that. That's just a loser game anyway. You're a damn go broke gambling, right? If I wanted to sports bet, I'll bet on my Atlanta Falcons losing every damn week. Hell, I know that's a guaranteed win because we suck. Carolina just as bad. Put your money on that. You want to gamble on something? Gamble on them. Somebody said, "What's up? What's happening, Holmes? How you doing? How you mammy doing?" What type of Roth IRA or okay? What? Huh? Somebody said, "What type of account? Roth IRA? Oh, what type of account? Comma Roth IRA or buy SPY directly?" So you can. So this is where I kind of like. I'm not gonna say draw the line. I don't tell people what to buy. I just tell you about different things to buy. And you kind of just make up your own opinion, right? But an IRA, which is an individual retirement account, so you have a 401k and you have an IRA. You can have a Roth 401k, you can have a Roth IRA. You have a traditional IRA, you can have a traditional 401k. 401ks ran through your job. Normally they have a match. Interest rate's not as good. And then you can do a Roth if you're an individual. If you are a individual who want to invest yourself, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're self-employed. So that's a retirement account. IRA, individual retirement account. SPY is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500. It's like buying a portfolio of stocks. Not the same thing, first of all, and they're two different investment vehicles. But invest at your own risk. I like them both. Say word. Someone said thanks for the help. No problem. What are your opinions on tire shop businesses? Like a lot of people always ask about different businesses. What about this type of business? What about, okay, here we go. I don't give a damn if it's a laundromat. I don't give a damn if it's a daycare, nail salon, hair salon, tanning booth, tire shop, clothing manufacturer. Like the vehicle is irrelevant. Where are you driving to and how fast you need to get there? That's what you need to focus on. A tire shop, like there could be 3 tire shops. One $1 million, the second one $1 million, and the third one $1 million. One is producing SED at 14%, 25%, 33%. One has gross sales of 90%, 80%, and 75%. Which one is the best one? Right? You got to know the difference. You got to know the difference between gross sales and SED and cash flow. You got to know the difference between gross sales, net sales. You got to know employee staff. You got to understand owner, absentee versus owner operated or semi absentee. You got to understand accounts receivable, accounts payable, year to date, tax returns. I mean, it's not hard. It's hard to say any industry is better than any other industry without looking at the finances. Show me the money and I'll tell you if it's a good deal or not. But if I just had to base it off of no money, do I like tires? Sure. Everybody needs fucking tires. Everybody. Even though if you get a flat tire in a Tesla, you can't take it to a regular shop and get tires. It's kind of weird. So you got to take it to a Tesla shop to get Tesla tires. So I hopefully that doesn't be like a standard industry standard amongst everybody. Make the tires only specific to specific cars and you only can go there. Then your tire shop is irrelevant. But I think that if I had to look into a tire shop, I would want a tire shop that did like oil changes and servicing at the same time, because that's where you make your money. Tires is like a specialty of a car. Why not focus on the whole car instead of a specialty of a car? Why would you focus on like something that do oil changes and servicing? Because servicing, it's like the gateway of the automotive industry. Hey man, how you doing? I need an oil change. Cool. What we're gonna do is we got a 33-point inspection that we do on every car, free of charge. You don't mind if we do it? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do an oil change. We'll do your oil change. We're gonna do that 33-point inspection. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Jonathan? Cool. What's happening? Yeah, we did your oil change. Before you come in though, we did our 33-point inspection. There's a couple things. One, your cabin air filter is dirty. We can do it for $30. Your windshield wipers are bad. We can do those for $30. Um, your radiator is leaking. We can do that for $200. And you need new brakes, and we can do those for $300. And they'll be like, let's do the brakes, and the radiator's cracked. I need to do that too. So it'd be $500. It'd be $550 with the oil change. Okay, that'll work. And you do your windshield wipers and your cabin air filter yourself. Okay then. All right, that'll work. Give us another couple hours, and then it'll be ready. So now you went in there for a 30, 40, 30, 30, 40, $50 oil change, and now you're walking out of there with $550 damn dollars. It's a gateway, right? But if you just do tires, hey man, your tires bad, your brakes suck, and your damn car leaking, and it smells weird, and your windshield wipers don't work, but we can't fix on the shit because all we fix is tires. That's why you learn from professionals like me, because I talk about shit like that. Say word, word, say word, word, say word, word. I'm just here to laugh. You here to come in just to give me a headache. But what's going on, man? What's the question? What's the word? Like I said, subjects before is that we're talking, and you can ask me any questions you want to. You want to talk about entrepreneurship? You want to talk about starting a business? You want to talk about buying a business? You want to talk about real estate? You want to talk about any of that stuff? Somebody said a tire shop in the hood is gold mine. Yeah, you get all your damn tires stolen too. Brother, a tire shop anywhere in America is damn near gold mine. You know? So don't ever think that. Don't ever think that you can't make money anywhere. And besides, would you want your business to be in the hood? Look, put it in perspective. Someone said a tire shop in the hood makes money. Okay, there's two businesses for sale, and we all have these in our town. We have the good side of town, and we have the bad side of town, right? And we've all been driving and been like, "Where the hell am I? How the hell I get here?" Would you want a business if you had the choice? Let's say, and I'll even put it like this. I'll even make it financial. So I'll give you some kind of like reasoning. Let's say there's a business for sale. Let's say there's a business for sale in the hood. Let's say there's a business for sale in the hood, and it's for sale for $600,000. But the business in the hood makes $300,000 cash to you. But then there's a tire shop that's not in the hood. It's like in the best neighborhood. You got nice cars. It's clean outside. It's not in a lot of traffic area. I mean, it's just immaculate. The staff is well dressed. It doesn't smell weird. I mean, it ain't random cars and cigarettes and pit bulls and all kind of random shit around there. And that business makes you $200,000. Now, let really think about it. If there's a tire shop that's in the hood that's doing $300,000 cash flow to you, and then there's a tire shop that's not in the hood that's doing $200,000, like which one would you want? I want to ask y'all that, right? I'm almost more so curious to see what would you want? Would you want the house? Would you want the one in the hood that makes more money? Or would you want the nicer one that's not in the hood? You know? Some people say hood. Some people say hood money is good money. Some people say they want quality, not quantity. You know? And there's other things that come along with the hood houses too, right? You have probably break-ins, people stealing. You know, employees probably not as good. You know, there's pros and cons, right? You're gonna have $100,000 problems every year, right? Is the problems worth that? Someone said, "Can I apply for funding to do Section 8 housing with a 560 credit score?" Welcome, sir or ma'am. I don't know you from a can of paint, but you need a reality check, right? You probably went over to some of these other guys on social media that's talking about Section 8 homes and they need to, do all this other kind of stuff. But I'm here to tell you, my good sir, learning from me and learning from my team, we will teach you how to buy properties with no money down. And I'll teach you the best way to do Section 8, right? And Section 8 ain't the know-all, be-all way to do real estate. There's 20 damn different ways to buy houses. Section 8 is just one. And Section 8 is almost like not even, it's comically not even like that great of a program, right? And then it really depends on the state you want to invest in. Section 8, some states aren't even Section 8 friendly. So if you want to invest in your own state and Section 8 friendly, in a non-Section 8 friendly state, then Section 8 is not even a program that you won't even get involved in. But you got to learn this type of stuff, my guy. Then second of all, 560 credit score is not nothing. You can't do nothing with that. You can buy a primary home with a 580, right? You can get low-level credit cards at like a 550 to 560. So you need work, my friend. You need what I call in one of my business structure, the works. That means we got to work on your credit. We got to work on your credit profile. If you got a 560 credit score, more than likely you have charge-offs, late payments, you got some collections, maybe you ain't got a repossession, maybe a repossession. You don't have a bankruptcy because bankruptcies will shoot your credit up more. And then the credit cards you do have, they're probably high utilization. No, you don't have high utilization. You have a lot of charge-off. No. Let me take that back. You have high utilization, a couple collections, and a charge-off. Maybe not a repossession and a bankruptcy. No bankruptcy. If you had a bankruptcy, your score would be higher. If you had repossession, your score would be lower. You have charge-offs and high utilization on your credit. Stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. See if he comments. But you need the works. One, you need to fix your credit. Then you also need to learn how to buy properties with no money down and do some creative financing deals, because those deals can come to you if you know what you are doing. Okay. So my friend, if you want to get started, click the link in the bio and join the free class. It's Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST. I'll see you there. Use your same username because I'm gonna be looking for you. If I don't see you, I'm gonna be disappointed, because you see individuals running around. You see people running around talking about Section 8 making all this damn money, but my good sir, my good friend, you ain't even in the ballpark. You need some work, right? Join the tax class. It's not a tax class, but I talk about taxes if you want to, which I own a tax preparation business too, which I review your taxes for free. If you in the mentorship or the coaching, I review it for free, right? If you're not in it, I'm gonna charge you because you're not wasting my time. Someone said, which one do I recommend? Which one I recommend what? A tax class or a Section 8 class? I don't know what that means. Someone asked a question about Chase. Re-ask it. I didn't see it. If y'all could see what I see, I'm literally looking at 5 different screens with chats doing this. And all I'm doing is processing, right? But I'll answer the question. I just have to see it. And then every time somebody joins the live, it'll kick out the question. Oh, come to the class on Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST, and I'll break down whatever you need. You'll see exactly what you need. You'll know 100% without a shadow of a doubt which one you know, right? But I know for sure you're gonna need some credit repair, right? Someone's talking about, I have a Chase credit card and I'm considering letting it go to collections. I don't want to tell you how to finesse the system. I really don't. I'll tell you like this. Here's what's going to happen if you do pay it. Air Force in the house. Yes, sir. You need to ask that. I'm going to get to you. I see an Air Force question. Thank you. Are you still in? I did 21 years in that hellhole. So let me think. So there's two things going to happen. It's like you have a Chase card. Let's say the Chase card is 10,000, right? You don't want to pay it. This is what's going to happen. And this is what's crazy about Chase too. So I almost never recommend anybody defaulting on Chase, because Chase, they have a memory like an elephant. You default on a Chase credit card, they're gonna remember that shit for life, right? You're gonna be like 50 years old tomorrow. Yo, I need a Chase Gold card. They'd be like, you remember this in 2024, 25, 26? Yeah, that ain't happening. So, but this is what's going to happen. Say if you didn't want to pay it, this is what's going to happen. Your card is going to be, they're going to give you a late payment, and then your card is going to be closed. They're going to do 3 late payments typically. Then your card is going to be closed, and then that card is going to go to collections, or charged off, and it's going to be sold to a collection. The collection agency was going to buy that $10,000 debt for like $50, and then they're going to call your ass every month until like probably like a year from now. And they're just gonna keep calling, trying to get anything. They'll try to settle with you. You can settle with them probably for $1,000 because they paid $50 for it, so they make $1,000. But if you pay the settlement, it does nothing to the charge-offs and the late payments that's still on your credit from Chase. That has nothing to do with them. It doesn't even reflect on your credit that you paid off a collection. So collections are almost a joke. It'll just say collections it'll say collections open, collections closed, or collections unserviced. So I'm not telling you not to pay a collection, and I'm not telling you not to pay your creditors, but I'm just letting you know that that's the process they're going to go through. So then after about, a year, something like that, they're just going to give up on it. This is a loss. We're not getting any money from this individual, so they're gonna take that money and they're gonna charge out the $50. So your credit is gonna look like a battle zone. You're gonna have 3 late payments, 3 months, say this month, next month, and the month after that, 3 late payments. Then you're gonna have what's called a charge off, and then the account's gonna be closed, and then they're gonna send you. It's gonna say collections, and it's gonna say collections failed, collections closed. So on your credit, you have 3 late payments, which are 1 late payment is horrible, 3 of them is real bad, and it's probably going to go to all 3 bureaus. So now you technically have 9 late payments. Then you have 3 collections, all 3 bureaus, and then you're going to have 3 charge-offs because they charge off the debt on your credit. So now you have 9, 12, 15 negative items on your credit. And then you find someone like me, Mr. Richard, and say, hey, Mr. Richard, I heard you do credit repair. And I'm like, yep. Like, what you got? He's like, I got 3 charge-offs per bureau. I got 3 late payments per bureau. I got a charge-off for collections from Chase. All right, cool. Send it to my team. My team gonna be like, due to the Fair Care Act, you can't blah, 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 blah. Get it off. Late payments, pretty easy. Some charge-offs are pretty easy. Depending on who you go through, we can get most of that stuff off. So now you got all your collections off. You got the charge-offs off, and you got your late payments off. And now your credit is good. You paid me not even a 20th of the price you would to let that car go. Say if it's $10,000, I'm not even going to charge you close to that. So you got rid of it, but it's 2 years later. And now if you ever try to go to Chase again, they're gonna laugh at you in your damn face and say, yo, bro, we're not stupid. Just because it don't show on your credit doesn't mean that you didn't screw us over $10,000 3-4 years ago, 2 years ago. But then while you're waiting on that, you can pretty much can't apply for credit for the next 2 years until that process closes out. You can't get a house, you can't get a car, you can't get other credit cards, you can't do shit, right? And it's $10,000 credit card, a $5,000 credit card, or whatever kind of credit card. Is that worth not paying it? In my personal opinion, no. But I use a lot of my credit for other stuff. You know, if I go out to the bank and I say, hey, bank, I need a $50,000 line of credit, and I get $50,000, is a $10,000 Chase card that I don't want to pay worth me not getting $50,000 worth of credit? The answer is no. That's just me, though. You got to answer that question yourself. But that's just my opinion. I just break down the process and I give you your options. You do with that information as you want. Say word. You know, when I say say word, yeah, I have to put word in the comment section. All right. I don't know if y'all know that. All right. Just letting you know. Let's try it again. Say word. It's called a verbal distractor, but I'm reiterating the fact that I said something. Y'all just say word behind it. All right, word. I see you. I see your Instagram. Say word. All right. Somebody said they're Air Force, 28 years old, safety. Sorry to hear that. I was a 2 Alpha mechanic. 700 credit score, which is always good. You got to have it in the military. I have $35,000 liquid in IRA. You don't have full. Do you have a TSP, or you have a different 401k? Then I will, brother, if I was you, click the link in the bio, join the free class, because I love working with veterans and I love working with especially people in the Air Force, because I started in the Air Force with no money and I built that to $1 million a year empire. I just retired not even a year ago, right? Now I'm on a seven figures a year. And I did it all while I was in the Air Force, right? Using TSP loans, FAFSA, and VA loans. My first property was a VA house. I used zero down and I rented it out for $1,500. And my mortgage was 8.25. I was making $575 for my house for zero down. Say word. Word. You have no idea where to start? Yeah, click the link in the bio, brother. I'll help you out. You got 14 years left? Yeah. So what we'll do is, if I was you, I would maximize my TSP contributions, especially if they're matching. You're probably not in the blended retirement. You're probably in the straight up TSP one. Make sure you're in Roth. Make sure you do the match. For every 5%, they give you 4. And then I would probably start getting into other, and I was looking to buying homes, and I was looking to buying businesses in my area. Oh, man, dude, you can do all kinds of stuff, man. You can do all kinds of stuff. Somebody laughing when I say word. You got a lot of stuff going. But I say that all the time, and no one ever rebuttals with that. Can you dispute 2 or 3 of them? Yeah, you can dispute all the bureaus if you want. It's on you. Let me get to some questions preguntas. Yeah, someone said buy a house in every place you move to. Yeah, which you can do. Or what you can do is Google your state limitation on VA loans. Generally, is about $800,000. So let's say you live in North Carolina. I don't freaking know. You live in North Carolina. You look for houses in like the $150,000 to $200,000 range, and then you live in it for like a year and a half, and then you move into another house for like $200,000, and you just keep moving different houses. You can buy 4 houses with 0% down, or you can buy a VA. If you have a VA, home loan, you can look into duplexes, fourplexes, and quadplexes, 4 units with 0% down. Say word, word. I'm gonna keep saying that now. Where do you start disputing bankruptcies and foreclosures from 2019? Off your credit. It's kind of weird though. Like I have a credit repair team, and they dispute everything. We try to get rid of everything off your credit, right? I want the clean slate. We knock out late payments. We try to knock out bankruptcies, foreclosures. We try to knock out repossessions. We try to knock out charge off. You know, all that stuff. And then also what we'll do is we check your name and see if your name. Like some people, one guy had a name. I'm not gonna say his name out loud, but if I told it to you, no one in this comment section probably could spell it right. And his first and his last name was like that. So I had to just dispute his name spellings. His name was misspelled 21 times on his credit. And just fixing that, his score went up like 70 points. I've had people who had like 10 addresses in the last 7 years, right? What's your current address? Boom. Let's put that on there and everything else can go. It doesn't contribute to your credit. It shows that you're inconsistent and unstable. So now get them off the credit. Now you make your credit profile stronger. Things like that. But yes, if you want my team to do it, I can knock it out. But I almost can't just sit here and break down how to try to dispute off of credit repair, off bankruptcy and foreclosures. That's like bankruptcy and foreclosure is like the Michael Jordan and LeBron James of credit. It's like the biggest thing out there, right? Now I might could sit here and try to explain to you like a couple late payments or something like that, but even that is a little way more difficult than I want to deep dive into on this discussion. But I talk about this stuff all the time in my community. I break it down. If you want to learn it, we'll talk about it, but most people don't. All right. How to establish business credit without buying stuff from vendors, Uline, Sunbelt, Home Depot, real estate lots. Yes. Yes. Welcome, my friends. This is my specialty. Oh, man. Sir or ma'am, I think I see you in the comments a lot. You, my friend, need to get your butt in my class. You have been learning a technique that hasn't been effective since 2018. Trade lines, net 30s, net 50s, net 30s, net 60s, net 90s has not been utilized. Dun & Bradstreet is the company that tracks those systems. Dun & Bradstreet is in a class action lawsuits. They're not even tracking people no more. So for those who don't know, I'm gonna kind of put y'all on some game because a lot of people don't know that this was even a thing. And a lot of people don't even know how this process even worked. So 2019, 2020, it was a company. So there's a hard, for years, the private sector and the bureaus and all these different kind of financial institutions had a issue with trying to track business credit and differentiate business credit from personal credit. And they've tried all different types of techniques. I mean, since the damn 80s. I'm not going to go into detail about that crap. Y'all don't care. But for the sake of this argument, I will get to this one right here. There was a company that came out and said, yo, we will track people's business credit and report to the bureaus as people pay their trade lines or people pay their vendors. So they said, okay, cool. This company is called Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet said, okay, if you want to get lines of credit, you need to go out and get vendors, or you need to go out and get trade lines. And the trade lines, they'll give you lines of credit. Lines of credit can be paid over 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, or a net. The total net is due in 30 days. Net is due in 60 days. The net 90 days. So that's a net 30, net 60, net 90 come from, right? So people went out and did all this bullshit. I even did it too, right? So you go to like Uline, Grainger, Sunbelt, Home Depot, all these other different companies, and you say, hey, I need to get a vendor. I need to get a trade line with you. Okay, for your account to be active or activated, you need to spend a certain amount of money a month. Sometimes it was $100, sometimes it was $500, sometimes it was $250. Who fucking knows, right? And what you do is you spend $100 at Home Depot, $100 at Uline, $100 at Grainger, $100 at whatever Sunbelt, and then they'll report to your account, right? And then the accounts was supposed to go get tracked at Dun & Bradstreet, but Dun & Bradstreet wasn't tracking. So people were spending. I know, and then what happened is they said, no, okay. It's hard for us to track these accounts because there's not enough. So you need to have. I remember one time Dun & Bradstreet said you need to have like 10 trade lines for us to track it effectively on your credit. So people went out and got 10 accounts. So you had to get 10 accounts and pay $100 a month. That's $1,000 a month. And then Uline, the only thing that sold that was worth a damn is toilet paper. So you get cases of toilet paper. And Home Depot, you go there and buy some tools or some random crap just to get a trade line. But I figured out the Home Depot stuff. I'll just buy gift cards. But, right, that's a whole nother story. So then you do all this crap. And then Dun & Bradstreet, people were saying, yo, man, my Dun & Bradstreet score wasn't even showing up. I can't go out and go get lines of credit. I can't do nothing with this. So now Dun & Bradstreet wasn't even reporting to the bureau. So they weren't even tracking it. Someone said, I got mad cases of toilet paper. Yeah. That lets you know that I know what I'm talking about. If you got toilet paper through Uline, that lets you know I already did it. I was there. But that system was flawed. They got sued, they closed down, and Dun & Bradstreet's pretty much not even a thing no more. So let's reel it back in. People still need business credit. But there's no neutral system to track business credit. So what the banks and the financial institutions came up with, they said is, if you can secure lines of credit in your personal name, we will honor them in your business name. Meaning, if you get business credit, if you apply for business credit, but you secure it or guarantee it with your personal name, we will only show up in our ledger and it will not reflect on your personal credit cards. It won't show up on your personal credit. Meaning, it's the Wild Wild West. You can go out and get multiple lines of credit with multiple banks as much as you want, and it doesn't show up on your personal credit. And just like I said, I knew what I was talking about with the Grainger thing. Yeah. Multiple millions of dollars worth of credit, people. Millions of dollars worth of credit. I got stacks of credit cards. Stacks of them, right? Let me bust some out for you. You know? And this one is unlimited. And y'all know this, listen. You know, when you hear that noise, you know that's the big money. All right? So, moral of the story is, hey man, you keep hopping from platform to platform. You're like a damn gymnast. It's all good. Talking about military star is pretty. The military star is pretty. You better pay your damn bill. Miss Chase. But anyways, how do I get into your credit program? Click the link in the bio. If you're on YouTube, it's probably gonna be a little harder. You might gotta go to Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or TikTok or Twitch. Just click the link in the bio or go to therichgetrichard.com and you can go from there. But that is a great question about the net 30s. That shit don't work, man. It's trash. So if you want to use in the program or use in the community, I will teach you how to secure business credit in your personal name. No, sorry, secure business credit with your personal credit, and then the business credit doesn't even show up on your personal credit. I mean, let's say if you get $50,000 credit card from Chase and it doesn't show up on your credit unless you default. I mean, shit. Now you can go get multiple lines of credit everywhere. I got like 5 Chase cards, and then that's per LLC too, or S corp or C corp or sole proprietorship. So if you have 3 LLCs, as long as you secure the debt, you get a $50,000 credit limit per LLC. So now you get 3 lines of credit at $50,000 a piece. Now you got 150,000. Wow. Now you can put $10,000 on a property. So my guy who was talking about Section 8, now he can put $10,000 down on a property. He can buy 15 properties. Say if every property is making in $500 a month, 500 times 15 properties. Now him or her making $7,500 a month. This is not a game, people. $7,500 a month is an extra $8,250,000 a year. Can you use an extra $82,000 a year? I'm sure you can. And you use other people's lines of credit to do it? You fucking righty. Freaking right, doggy. You have to be about something if I lasted 21 years. I did 12 years. Oh, hell yeah. I like the vets. Appreciate you. You get disability? I got a person on my team that can help you get disability too if you are a veteran. I don't know what your disability rating is if you don't got it, but my team can reach out to the place you apply for the VA. Oh, you get 100%? Hell yeah. Yeah, you good then. You don't need that portion. Someone said, which marketing channel has the highest rate of returns? Which marketing channel? That's like saying, what's the best burger? My kids will say McDonald's. I don't know. It just depends, right? If you know how to evaluate a business, you'll know. If I sat you down for more than an hour and broke it down, you'll be like, wow, this makes sense. And then you won't ask questions like that. You'll know what makes sense and what doesn't. Sometimes some things are so good to be true, it's generally not. I pay no taxes. Yeah. But digital marketing is pretty good. Digital marketing, I mean, there's no upfront cost if you know what you're doing. But it really depends. That's a vague question. It's kind of hard to say. That's a hard question. It's too vague. What's the best anything to buy? What's the best hat to buy? I don't know. It's your opinion, right? But then you try to look at rate of returns. Some industries probably have better rate of returns than others, but I don't know. Some of them don't. I paid at least 4 people to clean my credit, and none of them did anything productive and took my money. Oh, sorry to hear that, sir. Well, this is my thing, right? First of all, let's be like this is one of my mottos. Between my businesses and my real estate, I'm well over 6 figures a month. If I charged you, I don't know, $100 or something to repair your credit, your $100 is not worth my headache. If I can't do it, then I don't want your money. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, I can't do nothing with this. Here you go. And then we're gonna get some good credit questions. But if I can't do nothing with your stuff, I will let you know. But you have to do everything on your part, I say. Okay? So, I mean, credit is not that hard of a thing. Once you understand credit, once you understand what it makes up of it, once you understand the ins and outs of credit, it's pretty simple. It's almost like a dog, right? When you walk in the house, your dog runs to you and they act super excited. They follow you around the house. You say treat, you give them a treat. You say sit, they say sit. When another person walks in the house, they bark like they're damn going insane. It's pretty predictable. You just got to know what to do. As soon as I look at your credit for 15 seconds, I can already tell what you need to do right? And I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. Now, if you don't do what I tell you to do, you can't be mad at me. But I'm gonna do everything on my part. First of all, you need to get. I'm gonna tell you straight up. As soon as I meet you, I'm gonna say, yo, your credit utilization is high, right? Not debt to income ratio, your credit utilization. Two different things. Credit utilization, debt to income has to do with like buying a house and sometimes buying a car. Debt to income ratio is credit utilization is how much credit, what's your credit limit, and how much have you used. Meaning that if you have $10,000 worth of credit cards, you need to be at 30% minimum. It ranges from 50, 30, 9%. I just say 10% to make it easier. So if you have $10,000 worth of credit cards, you need to be below 10,000 to have the maximum score. If I look at your credit and it says you got $10,000 worth of credit and they're maxed out $10,000, first thing I'm gonna say is, yo, bro, you gotta get this boot. You gotta get your credit card down. You gotta get your credit card down. You need a side hustle. You need a side business. You need to cut the fat. You need to put some more money in, work some overtime. I don't give a damn. But I'll teach you different ways to do that. You need to get your utilization down. Then we're going to focus on the negative shit. Late payments, charge off, bankruptcies, repossessions. We're going to focus on baby mama payment, judgments, liens, all that kind of crap like that. Hard inquiries. And we'll try to knock out as much of that crap as possible. If you do what I tell you to do, I'm going to do everything I can, right? I'm not going to guarantee you anything, but if you do what I say to do, we'll put a dent in it. I promise you. And then the process, we do multiple rounds of disputing. And if we do 6 disputes at 35 days a piece, that's about 190, 200 days. And if you're still not satisfied after that 6 disputes, we'll go for another 5, 6, whatever. It's your world. And we're just going to keep trying to get it. And if we can't do it in 12 disputes, if I dispute your credit from multiple different bureaus, from multiple different people, from multiple different avenues, with multiple different techniques, it just ain't meant for you to get that shit off your credit. You just going to have to wait your time. And then you got to do everything else. But I will teach you different ways to make your credit stronger and make your credit profile stronger. Is that fair? Right? You interested? Click the link in the bio. I got a class coming up Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. But that's a great question, yo. But I'm not like other people because I don't need your money. I really don't. And if you're not satisfied, here you go. I don't care. Me being harassed for a couple $100 is not worth my time. Right? I'm up here, man. Yo, man, you took my $200. Here, shut the fuck up. I don't care. Bye. Don't care. Are you happy? Like, and I'll even give you a great example. It was this one lady. She signed up for, what was it? She signed up for the program. I think she was in it like a week. It wasn't even a week. It was like 2 days, 3 days. And she said, hey, I got to talk to you about something. I think I changed my mind. I don't want to do it. Okay, call this number. Okay. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? This is Mr. Richard. How can I help you? Oh, you picked up the phone? Yeah. I said call me. You called. Okay, cool. Hey, I paid for this, but I don't think I'm going to use it, and I don't want to waste my time or your time. And I just want to know what the process is from here. What's your name? Linda Jones. Cool. Looking at your account now. It'll be in your account. Here's your refund, and it'll be in your account in 3 to 5 business days. Anything else? No, that's it. Yeah. That easy? Yeah. Oh, I thought I was going to get on the phone and kick and scream. And no, I'm not that guy. I don't care. $200, click buy. You have a good day. I'm not going to force you to want to change your life. I'm not going to hold you down and make you learn something you don't want to learn. We're not in 3rd grade. I'm not your damn daddy. I don't got time for it. If you want to learn, let's learn. If you don't want to learn, see you later. But now I'm not going to be like, you've been in the program for 10 months or 15 months or something like, yo, I changed my mind. No, I don't work like that. Right. I do have stipulations on that type of stuff. But I am straightforward. I'm a lot of people say I'm personable. So I don't it's not worth my time. I'm not going to sit over here and argue over a couple $100. Right. And then I'm looking at my account and I just did a real estate deal that made me, I don't know, $85,000, and you talking about $200. Bye. Click hit. Bye. Anything else? We good? Bye. Later. Have a good one. I'm not going to beg you to change your life. You got to want to do that yourself. And I'll just say the same thing. Whenever you change your mind and you're ready to move forward, I'll be here. And they say the same thing. Yeah, it's just not a good time for me now, but I'll be back. Yeah, right. See you. Never see him or hear from him again. But hey, he said, I have charge-offs and closed accounts. Bro, they can get that off. But there are some creditors that are a little harder than others. That one is they're not as bad. But make sure you're liking, make sure you're following people. It's not worth my time, people, I promise you. And I'm pretty personable too, man. Someone keep tagging my name. Who keep tagging me? Is there like a troll in here? If you see somebody's name in here that ain't me, just block them. Laser Ghost. Why y'all look so mean in y'all profile pics? Ooh, somebody ain't even following. Ooh, I'm about to block somebody. Ooh. But yeah, I'll take a couple more questions, then I gotta go. All right. So if you wanna, real quick, we can talk about credit. We can talk about business funding. We can talk about personal credit. We talk about business credit. We can talk about real estate. Buying investment properties, commercial properties, investment properties. You talk about if you want to get into sub 2, section 8, wholesaling, bird dogging. Oh man, we talk about all that type of stuff. We talk about it all. We talk about buying businesses. We talk about expanding your businesses, getting funding for your businesses, growing your businesses, marketing for your businesses, all types of stuff. Everything in there. Yeah. Okay. So also too, real quick, someone said it's a whole bunch of fake profiles. Yo, I'm not going to message you talking about some crypto or some crazy crap like that. That's not me. Just block them. Just click on the page. If they don't have hundreds of thousands of followers, just block them. It ain't me. Right. Or on the profiles I don't have a lot of followers, I'll be verified on it. Right. Just for that simple reason. Right. I pay money just so y'all don't get ripped off. That lets you know what kind of person you're dealing with. Only reason I verify so y'all don't get ripped off, because if you don't see a verification check, it ain't me on most platforms. Oh, that's so nasty. But thank everybody for being here. Twitter is bumping. Hell yeah, man. Damn. YouTube, I see you. Well, went off now. Well, some people just left, but it's all good. Someone keep tagging me. Keep in mind, they have no picture on their profile. Yeah, I don't know who that is, man. But yeah, it ain't me. But yeah, go ahead and get some questions. Preguntas. Let me see what questions y'all got. Yeah, that ain't me. Can you answer my question? What question? I don't see no question. Okay, someone said, how long does it take you? Re-ask the question. Yeah, the class, links in the bio in the class. Click the link in the bio and join the free class. Where should I start investing? Yes. Next question. Where should I start investing? Yes. All of it. Someone said my business funding. You can get business funding with a 695. So if you have someone said how long would it take me to get my credit score from a 550 to the 700s? So everybody credit is different, and sometimes what's crazy is I'll answer this question first because this question is easier. How fast can I get business funding? If you have your proper business structure and you have good credit, 3 weeks. Anyways, to take you from a 550, if you have a 550, like I said, you have so anything in the low sixes is one thing, one bad thing. You might got a late payment, you got high utilization, you might got a repossession, you might got a charge off, but you can't get a charge off without late payments, or you might got a bankruptcy. If you are in the high fives, you have typically one of two things. You have high utilization on your credit cards, you have charge offs and late payments, maybe not a bankruptcy, but maybe a repossession. If you in the low sixes, low sixes, you don't have high utilization. Low fives, you have high utilization. Now, if you're in the mid fives, you have the works. You have damn near everything except a repossession. You have damn near everything except a bankruptcy. If you have like a 630, then you just have probably a bankruptcy and probably have a bankruptcy, which you can get rid of. Okay, yeah. So yeah, to take your score from a 550, it just depends. It depends on how messed up your credit is. 550, you got a lot of wrong. You probably got high utilization. We got to get that down, and then I got to work on your credit profile to make your credit profile stronger. And then we got to get rid of your late payments, charge off, bankruptcy, repossessions, hard inquiries, and all that kind of crap like that. But what's crazy is the highest I've ever seen someone go up is 181 points in 3 months, 2 months, 180 something in 2 months. It's the highest credit profile I've ever seen. That's the best we've done, which we putting in work. That shit's not easy, right? They had a lot jacked up, but it is what it is. What can you do with $50,000? You can be rich. That's what you can be, or you can not worry about bills. I can tell you that much. High utilization and late payments and the collection. Wow, it's almost like I knew what I'm talking about. It's almost like I know what I'm doing when it comes to credit. God dang. I literally said that if you're in the 500s, you have a combination of the three: high utilization, late payments, and the collections. I literally said that. You might even got you might even have hard inquiries too. Is a 6 say word? Word. He gave me a cheers. You're right, you gave me a cheers. I know what I'm talking about, man. I ain't out here messing around. Somebody said I'm 60% disabled, which my disabled guy can help you get a higher disability rate. And then also too, I have 100. I'm going for 100. I can do it for you if you want me to. You have a 680 credit score going back to school. What do you think? What do you do? If you're going to school, I mean, if you want, if you're a veteran and you go into school, they're gonna pay you to go to school. You get your BAH, right? Register at the school or register your home address as somewhere that's have a high BHH rate. You get pretty much paid to sit on your ass. With the disability, if you get retirement, you don't have to do anything. That's what I would do. if that's the case. Or I'll be trying to work on a business and or real estate at the same time while doing all those at the same time. But hey, what do I know? What's happening, sir? I see you. See you join in. I just bought a Camaro. Making the payments around $750 a month. Oh my goodness. God dang. Young brother, how old are you? Or young ma'am, I don't know, I can't see your picture. Not the Kevin Samuel. Hey, if you follow me, that's gonna be snipped. That shit, you are a meme. I'm gonna say it again just so I can pick it up. How old are you? 23. Oh my goodness, brother. R.I.P. Your finances is done. Okay, my brother. It is what it is. It is what it is. God dang. Tell me about the car, man. I just saw a video when someone did the Hellcat. Ooh, the $750 a month, man, you can be rich and you don't even know it. I mean, it's almost nothing you can do now. You can do a handful of things. You can do if you don't want the car, you could just either try to pay it off early, which I mean, mind you, probably in a damn 6-year, 13% interest, some crap like that. Probably 2013 or something. Probably something ridiculous. God dang, people, y'all killing me in these damn cars. Anyways, you can do a voluntary repossession, which I wouldn't recommend doing. You can sell it to someone else. You're probably gonna take a little loss on that. You can sell it to a dealership like CarMax. You probably take a little loss on that. You could sell it to somebody, tell someone to take over your payments. You can do that. You can rent it out on Turo if you want to do that, just to recoup some of your monthly payments every month. Or host it on like another car rental site. Dude, you got some options, right? I'm not gonna sit here and just dwell on multiple options. If you was a client of mine, I would literally sit you down and be like, yo, bro, this, I don't know how much you paid, I don't know how much you owe, I don't know how much any of that shit. I would break it down though, and we can kind of go from there. But $750 a month for anything is a lot. Hell, $750 for a house at 23 years old to me is a lot. But that's why we learn, right? I'm not knocking you, right? It's two different types of people in the world. It's people that talk shit and don't help, and it's people that talk shit and do help, right? I'll always probably make fun of people's situations because it's kind of fucked up, because no one's out here educating people, but I always will give my guidance and my expertise on those type of situations, right? I would, if you don't want the car no more, I would try to get from under it, right? You might got to take an L, but the L that you're losing on is, get something that's a little more manageable. Maybe a 4 or 5 year old Honda that's $250 a month. Your car insurance will be cheaper, or even when your income tax come in, get something for like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and just pay it cash, and then ride that bitch for the next 3-4 years, and then stack up the $750 that you would have spent on another car. Or even sell it to like a family member, or just get someone to take over your payments, right? Or rent it out and take that money. It is what it is. But yeah, let me see. My vacation to my, I charge my vacation to my credit card. Hold on. If I don't pay the bill in full when it's due, it will lower my credit score. No, credit score is contingent upon credit utilization. So take out how many credit cards you have, the maximum amount total. So if you have one credit card that's 2,000, you got another credit card that's 3,000, you got another credit card that's 5,000, that's 10,000. You take the total amount usage, and you have the total amounts that you have in utilization. So let's say one card has 500, another card has 1,000, another card has another 500. That's 2,000. So 10,000 out of your 2,000, that's 20%. Anything under 30%, your score is decent. Anything under 10%, your score is going to be maxed out on credit utilization. So the easiest way to think of it is, you can go to Credit Karma, click one of your scores, scroll down to utilization amount, and I'll give you your percentage. If it's anything below 30, you decent. Anything below 10, you're good. Anything over 30, your score is going to fall. You can click on it and it'll break down your scores contingent upon how much you have utilization wise. I know a lot of people don't like Credit Karma, but Credit Karma is probably one of the more accurate ones, not on your scores. Credit Karma sells your information to bureaus, and they sell your information to credit card companies, and they say your credit score is higher, so they can sell you a plan. So that's how they make their money. But no problem. But yeah, that someone said, he said thanks for helping. But yeah, that $750 a month is a monster. I don't know how you even think about doing that. Say if it's fairly newer, you're 23 years old, you can be paying that shit till you're 30 years old, man. Right? I'll even do the math on it for you too, sir. Let's do the math on it. You're 23 years old, and let's say you have a 6-year car payment, right? $750. And let's say you have $0. You have $0, right? I even broke it down in the thing. $0 over the next 6 years. You put $750 into an ETF or a mutual fund or index fund that's tracking the S&P 500. That's doing, heaven knows, I don't know, 12, 14, 16%. Some of these ETFs are doing 18% over the last 5 years. But let's say you do that, and then you take the $83,000, and then when you're 30 years old, then you buy your Camaro. But you take the $83,000, you put the $83,000 in the account, and you don't invest anything else. You just invest $700 for the beginning years of your life. So from 30 to 60, you don't do shit. You just take the $83,000, you sit in that account, and you leave it. You let it ride. It'd be $4.8 million. Say word. What kind of account would you suggest investing in for a first-time guy? Yeah, so this is my thing. I don't tell you what to invest in. I'll tell you how to invest in it. Okay? But if you want to break some of this stuff down, click the link in the bio and join the free class. But there's multiple platforms, Robinhood, Webull, Stash, Ameritrade, E-Trade, Fidelity. You have multiple accounts, brokerage accounts, IRAs, 401ks, mutual funds, ETFs, individual stocks. You got multiple stuff you can invest in, right? But what we break down in the class, we break down different stuff, right? Hey, this is doing 5%. This is doing 8%. This is doing 12%. This is doing 16%. It's a little more riskier, but this has been around for 15 years. This has been around for 50 years. This has been around for 12 years. And once you start breaking them stuff down number-wise and longevity-wise, stuff will start to stand out. Some things just make more sense. Say word. That's true. That's how I learn. Yeah, I got you. But I wish I'd have known you 6 months ago before you bought that damn thing. I wish you was my cousin or my brother or something. I'd have been like, yo, bro, what the hell you doing? Dude, I'm so thirsty, but I put like vegetables in my stuff and it tastes like crap. Anyways, one more question and then I'm out. So the world is yours. Like Nas said, whose world is this? The world is yours. Social media gets mad if I'm on live for more than 2 hours. They like it, but I can't. Certain streaming platforms don't like it. Say word, word. So, one more question. We talk about whatever you want. Business credit, business funding, getting your LLC business structure together, buying real estate. You want to ask me how my day was? I mean, you can ask stuff that doesn't pertain to you, man. Ask me how my day was. I do all right. Robinhood, someone said, Robinhood is the best brokerage account. That's a little subjective. They are a little subjective. Robinhood, if you really read on Robinhood, Robinhood is getting sued and they got fined by the SEC because they restricted trading. My good sir, watch a movie on Netflix called brain fart. Normally I'm pretty good at this stuff, but it's not funny money. Let me see. Robin Hood app stock movie. If y'all know it, say it. Stock movie. Oh, Dumb Money. I thought it was funny money. There's a movie called Dumb Money. Okay? And that movie walked you through the perspective of the average traders, the multimillionaire hedge funds, and the apps like Robinhood who restricted the buying and selling of certain stocks because they didn't want their millionaire and billionaire buddies to lose a lot of their money. What is the best account to open up for the first time? Probably a brokerage account but yeah, it really depends. A brokerage account, like that's what we're talking about. He says Robinhood, but you can open up the accounts, but you got to know what to invest in. And we break down all that stuff, even though the last 3 months I've been trying to talk about investments to my class. They don't want to talk about it, even though they need that stuff. But hey, whatever. It's all gravy. But my friends, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I'm wishing you the best. Say word. Can't say it hasn't been real because it hasn't. Appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you liking, following for whatever social media platform you're on. Let me tell you something. And also make sure you're following and when you're going after your journeys and your destinies and going throughout the world, like start paying attention to like the world around you and the money scenarios that come up. And whenever you say, man, I'm not sure about this, just think there's a random strange black dude on the internet that's trying to get everybody on this money game, and that's how we learn. But I appreciate y'all for being here. TD Ameritrade, yeah, they're not bad either. But the vehicle is irrelevant. What are you buying in the vehicle, right? Thank y'all for being here. It's been real. It's been fun. But it has been real fun. Later, dudes.